Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Akakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, even the elders that came before them that taught us His truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push in the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. And the Akwat that are listening to learn, being a pillar of rest, the 144,001 the hopeful elect of Israel. I am the brother Yashawan, back with the World War III Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you all. We're going to start right here at Joel 3 and 10, right? And this is the point. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong, all right? So get your weapons together, right? Get your new weapons together. Now the playing field is level, right? I am no longer under you, right? Let's go. Let's do this. So this is my boy Colonel Damo. 21 minutes ago, Netanyahu forced it, what is that, pasted by massive Houthi offensive? Huh? What? That sounds good to me. Let's check it out. Roy!
Right, so there has been a serious escalation in tensions getting on for a week now between Israel and the Houthis in Yemen, largely going underreported or falling down the news agenda somewhat behind the fall of Syria and the subsequent aftermath of that. But it matters because where the focus has been on things ostensibly going Israel's way, where they are continuing to lay siege to Gaza, continuing to abuse the ceasefire with Lebanon to gain more territory, and obviously the territory seizures going on in Syria now as well, things are absolutely not going all their way. But they have been trying to turn that around, and with US assistance, some severe airstrikes on Yemen's capital, Sana'a, have been going on by way of retaliation. You would think by now that Israel and their allies would learn that the Houthis just won't back down. They'll just carry on. That history of conflicts with Yemen and the Houthis would tell them that. But it hasn't sunk in, it seems. And with the Houthis largely now being one part of Iran's axis of resistance that have not suffered, obviously, from disrupted supply lines, could we begin to see a concerted escalation with more focus on Houthi attacks on Israel in the name of defending Gaza going forwards now? Right, so the Houthis in Yemen, they've been busy again. Whilst Israel have been gloating over their continued destruction of Gaza, over the fall of the Assad regime in Syria, to the Al-Qaeda leftovers of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS, that they supported, to the ground they're making up in Lebanon when they are supposed to be leaving Lebanon instead, making a mockery of that ceasefire, and Lebanon still sticking to it, looking more and more weak, frankly, as it becomes more and more inexplicable as to why they're doing that. So the Houthis have been giving Israel itself a bit of a pasty, but it's sort of fallen down the news agenda and hasn't garnered so much attention. So let's give it a little bit of attention. On Monday, the Houthis fired another one of their Palestine II ballistic hypersonic missiles. Hypersonic is the claim that they have, targeting a military site near Tel Aviv. Now, as is often the case, the Houthis claim their objectives were achieved. That is generally what comes out in their following statements. Israel will claim it was shot down and never hit its mark. Who's telling the truth? Anyone's guess without independent verification. But this is what we've become used to in the tit-for-tat, strike-for-strike world of Israeli and Houthi interaction. That said, though, there's been reports coming out of Israel that whether this missile did hit or not, it did send settlers running for shelters. So when the Houthis claim their objectives are being achieved, and that is always the wording they choose, doesn't necessarily mean the strike was successful. Perhaps that wasn't the aim. In my view, if the aim is simply to serve to disrupt civilian life, remind Israel that they are not invincible and are being targeted because of what their government is doing, that serves a purpose too. Meanwhile, the Houthis are, of course, still causing massive problems for pro-Israel shipping in the Red Sea and the surrounding waters. The US Navy now undertaking efforts to escort its own supply vessels. Doesn't bother the Houthis one iota. Drones and missiles were used to target all the shipping. Commercial US vessels and 2 naval destroyers were targeted this week in the Gulf of Aden. And this elicited much appreciation and praise in a response from the resistance committees in Gaza, who released a statement thanking the Houthis, saying, "We congratulate the Yemeni missile strike that targeted the Zionist entity. The Yemeni missile strike on the Zionist entity confirms the continuation of the support fronts from the resistance axis for Gaza and its resistance, and in response to the ongoing massacres and slaughters committed by the army of Zionist war criminals against our Palestinian people in the Gaza Strip." Scenes of the Zionists fleeing to shelters confirm that the government of war criminal Netanyahu will bring nothing but destruction and fear to the Zionists and dispel the illusions and dreams of Netanyahu and the gang of fascist extremists in the Zionist entity, and confirm that everything these criminals promise them is nothing but pipe dreams and a mirage. Greetings to the men of God in the Yemeni Arab army who continue their strikes and heroic support operations for Gaza and its resistances despite the great sacrifices and what the Yemen of Arabism and Islam is exposed to from US and UK aggression and siege. Yes, those US and UK strikes. They'd attacked Yemen the previous weekend, so this Palestine 2 missile launch was as much a retaliation to that as a continuation of Houthi retaliation on Israel and their allies due to Israel's ongoing assault and occupation on Gaza. This strike, though, saw the US and UK strike Yemen again on Monday night into Tuesday, this time targeting the Yemeni Ministry of Defense in Sana'a, a joint US and UK assault, with the US Central Command announcing in the aftermath that...
Oh, shit. Look, I'm just kind of letting it go because he's just rolling. He doesn't stop it. It's a lot.
On December 16th Yemen time, US Central Command, CENTCOM, forces conducted a precision airstrike against a key command and control facility operated by Iran-backed Houthis within Houthi-controlled territory in Sana'a, Yemen. Oh yes, they're Iran-backed, aren't they? Let's never forget they're Iran-backed, though the optics that Israel is US-backed ought to be more and more obvious by the fact the US is involved and they're sending out the statement here.
I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there, but this guy is a great source of information, okay? You're not going to get in-depth analysis like that. Right now, I'm sure he's got his opinion. He's on the side of the rebel forces, or in the middle, I don't think he likes Israelis too much. I don't think he likes genocide too much. That's, he's coming from that. But anyway, Colonel Damo, I forget what he calls himself, but he's a good watch intellectual, even though he looks like a hobbit. So anyway, yeah, what's he talking about? Let the weak say, the Houthis are over there whooping ass? You mean with them sticks and stones, they over there whooping ass? Here it is, billions of dollars being sent to the Israelis, and the Houthis are starving and whooping ass. Let the weak say I'm strong. And that's, just close it right there. All right. Are thou become altogether as weak as us? As weak as us? As we? You have become like Isaiah 14:10. Are thou altogether become like us? They will all respond. They will say to you, you also have become weak. As we are, you become like us. You have become like us. Let's see. And now this is yet to happen because this is the kings and stuff, but it still goes out to you Babylonians, which is who? You damn Edomites. Okay? So, it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and close. But, yeah. Yes, sir. There's another one here. Is us in there now? We. Got to be two, right? No. Okay, good enough. So anyway, yeah, the Houthis are about to control the shipping lanes. Okay, all of them when they shut down the Straits of Hormuz, right? Which is on the other side. But the point I'm making is all of the Arabs together, right? Don't make me go to Second Ezra. Don't make me go to the Carmanians and the Wild Boars and the and the Dragons. Okay? We know who's going to win. Anyway, with that, we hope that the elect ratifies you, brother. If you sit the shalom.